Okay, I had to stop it because my ex-narc called right in the middle of it because he watches me 24 hours a day. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah. Yeah, he's panicking. He's like, don't post it. I'm like, yeah, I'm posting it. I'm posting it. So, I'm wondering who the copycat is. Is it my ex-narc? Mark, are you the copycat? Put the lotion on the skin. Did you just copycat the whole freak out I just had after you put my mom to sleep through witchcraft or tarot dining? You guys? Yeah, I talked to my mom. She was so quiet. I didn't know what happened to her. She never lets me get a word in edgewise. Told her everything I've been through, all this stuff, right? She already knows. And then she blurts out this false narrative. Totally like, I knew it wasn't her. She was asleep. They knocked her out. So I lost it. They also threatened my son earlier on. So I basically lost it and addressed the cameras and told them, how much I had enough of what's going on in America, how the problem is. What they plan on doing in Agenda 2025 is to make porn illegal and lock up all the men. Like I said in 2009, that was their plans. Yeah, I warned them in 2009. Never had more men scream at me, but they're planning on doing that. When they're instead, and I'm yelling this, right? Get rid of the military-industrial complex. I could be president. This is how you restore America. Are you copying this, Mark? Did you copy? Are you the one watching through the walls and then repeating everything I say? Because you were the F.U. for Christmas. Your gift that was never a gift. You're just a blasphemer of the Holy Spirit, pretending you're the one behind it all. Okay? You got the urge to pull your blank from the dirt and F the whole universe. Right? We all know. Okay, yeah. Strangle her and then bake her cookies. And then edit it out. What a game. So this is what you do for America. Instead of locking up all the men that the plan was in 2009, which I saw, which God showed me, was that you guys were going to suck all these men into pornography, cause them sex addiction, and then lock them all up and get them out of the homes, and then traffic all the women and enslave all the women and children, get the men out of the picture, right? That's a plan. That's what you really do. You go and you shut down all the military-industrial complexes. Did you copy this, Mark? Because I'm not watching you. Everybody knows that. Shut down all the military-industrial complexes. They know where all the trafficked children is. It's a global operation. It's a governmental operation. If you operate outside of it, the rogue traffickers, they go after them. Yeah, it's a global operation. It's governmental. Global. NWO. So they know where all the trafficked children are, all the trafficked women, where all the porn industry is happening. It happens in military-industrial complexes. No, instead of shutting all those down, they're going to lock up the men, right? Make them, slaves to the corporations. That's what the prisons are all about. And so anyways, I'm going on about how to save America. Burn the Patriot Act, which was just caused to spy out anybody who knew about the NWO, right? And restore the Constitution. But will anybody do that? And restore sovereignty. And I went on and on and on and on about how I went through 17 years of persecution to learn what I learned. I went through hell. Nothing but persecution, stoned. Came back with government patent and technology. All I keep on doing is ripping it off. Put the lotion on this. So I'm like, hey, ex-narc, are you the copycat? Right? Because this is getting ridiculous. I mean, I was literally on the phone with my mom. And then she just sat there, dead air. Let me talk and talk and talk and talk. Well, what they did is they knocked her out. I don't know if it was a spell. I don't know if they just, while they were sleeping, they sowed terrors. And then she told me a false narrative about what happened when we had this argument. I'm like, and she hangs up. I'm like, well, okay, that was not my mom. I'm tired of it. Was either a politician terrorizing her or a celebrity. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, I'm done with this. I'm done being the scapegoat. I'm done prophesying and preaching while you guys copy my words. Okay? So I'm just telling you the conversation I have with these people, quite boldly, by the way. So I said, the Most High God has pretty much had enough of what's going on in America. Yeah. And the LGBT community, where these pedophiles dressing as women who are not LGBTQ. No, they're not actual transvestites, men that feel like they are women. They're pedophiles posing as women. Yeah, darn right there. And they go into the schools. I don't care if you don't like this. Okay, they're not part of that community. They're not part of that community. They're taking them down. If you can't see that, you can't see that. Okay, there's certain race wars getting us to fight. There was no race wars before. Obama was elected because everyone was so happy to have a black president. White people, black people, everybody. You guys caused racism. You guys destroyed America. You are order out of chaos. Okay, Homer Simpson over there got taken down the escalator, and Trump there made a deal with the Democrats. That's why Barbara Streisand came out and said, "You lied." Yeah, watch that song, right? Nothing but crooks and thieves, and you can't see the forest from the trees, and So we have big problems in America. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I could be president. I know how to fix all this stuff, right? But anyways, yeah, because I saw it all coming. But if Trump is not for keeping sovereignty and shutting down the New World Order, which is only 500 million. It's a 500 million club. It's on the Georgia Guidestones, okay? 500 million people. The rest holocausted. Pretty much. That's what I've been warning people of for 17 years while I was on camera. Sold out by him. Yeah, by him for ass money. While I was in my bed up at stairs and he was sleeping on the couch, celebrities were coming in on the red eye. I won't name the girls. MK Ultra celebrities. Sleeping with my ex in my own home. Thinking I don't know about it. Leaving behind stuff. Making comments online. Yeah. Absolute gong show. The guy sold us out for ass money. Now he's a hero. And Trump, who knows who I am, right? And thinks it's going to be biblical. Probably was part of Project Bluebeam. He thinks that, he's fooling all the patriots. All the people that are for the country and restoring the Constitution. He went to go burn all the witches. We're just MK Ultra victims that knew the truth. Because this guy is all about saving the sex addicts and the pedos and the this and that and come down the escalator and, craziest crap ever. Yeah, on Oprah, she said, "Do you think you'll run for president one day?" He goes, "Well, I'm a Democrat, but I would probably run as a Republican because they would vote for me more." Is what it is. I mean, pretty much both sides are loopy. I don't know what to think about this. I keep out of politics, but yeah, you want to save America? Burn the Patriot Act? Restore the Constitution? Shut down the military-industrial complexes? They know where all the global trafficking is. Shut it all down. You solved your porn problem. Right? Locking up men that you created as sex addicts through mind control, through the whole porn industry, is not the way to go. You're just taking the men out of the homes, right? So that you can traffic the women of America. Let's just tell it like it is. So I'm like, who's a copycat? I say quite a few more things about that. Yeah, I called judgment on a lot of things, hung it on the cross. Yeah, I'm pretty much really had enough of this crap. Really had enough of this crap. But, knocking out my mom. Yeah. And not only that, I had a cat named Justice, who he calls me up. And he says, come get your effing cat, blah, 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 blah. Because I lost my cat when I ended up in the hospital for calling about him kidnapping my daughter and she had seizures at the time before she's on this medication. She's at the top of the stairs and she had woken up and he was leaving her alone all night long. He just kidnapped her. Called the police. I said, you go talk to him. Like, don't go there and break in. Just go talk to him. Tell him. Now I get thrown in the psych ward for it and get a shot for it and all this stuff. Like, he's just a friggin' nightmare. He basically, my daughter jokes about this he would ride around his truck, say he owned the road. He told my daughter, if you don't behave yourself, which she always does, not only will you not get toys at this drugstore, but I have the power to shut it down. I mean, this is the Trump days, right? So anyways, pretty much the people of America are going to have to save America and God himself. Yeah. Put your hope in God. Start praying to God. The warnings have been coming to America for quite a while. I was called schizophrenic. I was thrown in hospitals for it. I went after child trafficking. CPS shows up, NWO, part of the NWO, child traffickers. Exposed them, exposed Nancy Schaefer. It was all on my Twitter. On and on and on. Every day I was exposing the NWO and everything, all their plans and all this stuff. So I'm a litmus test. Okay? I'm a litmus test. You come for me, you're against America. Figure it out. All right? This guy's got all my tweets. I mean, do you have my music too? Who's got the music? Who's got the comedy? Right? I don't know. But I just went into a huge rant because he threatened my son. Because my son, he did this YouTube channel. And there were some deep fakes in there because the hallways were green. I'm like, we never had green hallways. And I always treated my son like with a lot of love. And there's this one where he's like, yeah, I guess I'm bad. And it's not even his voice. And I'm saying him some mean things. I'm like, honey, some of those are deep fakes. So he goes and he looks them over. And I'm like, our hallways weren't green. Like, they did deep fakes on YouTube, honey. And he's like, so you messaged me last night. He goes, I was a real brat. And I said, no, you weren't, sweetheart. I said, you have no clue what we went through as a child. You know what your stepfather was like and what happened and all this kind of stuff because he's a witness to this. He knows the truth of who was the narcissist and who was the loving mother, right? And they don't want that narrative out there. Oh, no, she's a horrible woman. That horrible woman. I mean, even their language, who's heterodyning who. Heterodyning is when they hook in and they look through your eyes and knock you out while you're sleeping, they sow tears. Yeah, they do this stuff. I have all their tech. Yeah, that's what you do. When you come for a chosen one, yeah, we'll just walk away with your technology. Lobotomize us. Christ in us will continue to testify. Just keep testing us. Keep testing us. Try it, you guys are fame hoes, money hoes, everything. Me, I make a penny off this. Yeah, not a penny. I wouldn't make a money-changing table off of this disgusting stuff in a million years. But none of you could walk a mile in my shoes. You want to call me a narcissist? Call me a narcissist. I don't care what people with human love who don't know God think of me. Don't care. I've been through the bad attitudes. I've mourned. I've realized my poverty without God. I've forgiven everyone. I've become merciful. My heart was purified. I could see God in everyone. I had so many cups of love to give. It was overflowing. Talents were bestowed on me. Gifts were bestowed on me. Signs and wonders followed me. I could cast out demons. I raised people from my friend's mom from a coma and cast out demons. I could, there was this light all around me with kingdom of heaven on earth until he knocked on my door. And my most important thing was a good father. So, your son is so precious. Your son is so precious. So God warned me, right? But there was no, he warned me, but I thought, I can bring him into the light, right? That's why I wrote this on the curse of Eve, to warn the next one, right? Anyways, so, not with him, but just to warn women in general, right? So anyways, I made a lot of people mad. So on my phone today, they send in the witches from the tarot community. They send in the false narratives. Oh, she was bipolar and she had this. I'm like, no, it's all bull crap. They disabled me. Yeah, they completely disabled me. Right? Completely disabled me. But, I still can, testify. So anyways, I'm like, yeah. So I call them like, are you the copycat? Do you copycat or are you giving it to a girl you've been with this whole time? Someone's copycatting every speech I give to these cameras. Yeah, they are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I'm not I'm not watching anyone. Today I get a phone call from Virginia. Yeah, Virginia, America. I live in Canada. Saying that my internet, that they were my internet providers. Yeah, all the time. Like, just nothing but effery all the time. So many people, like, are so spiritually asleep. But, oh, you're all so woke. You're all so woke. Both sides are screwy. It's all about order out of chaos. And it's all about, well, we won't go into everything, but I just laid it all on the line. I'm like, you threatened my son. Yeah, they're like, yeah, they threatened my son today. Damn right they did. Don't even say you didn't. I got evidence on it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he said to me last night on the phone, Mom, you were the most amazing mom, the best mom I could have ever asked for. You showed us so much love, and oh boy, did that ever make everyone so mad that their false narrative of me being this bad mom fell apart because my son said something. Oh, go after the son. Listen, my son was a chosen one too. Okay, and you know how I react when you go after the son. Right, and we don't want no Terminator where, Terminator turns around and kills off John Connor on that island, right? Because, this guy's ego is so huge that I'm crying over my money. The money that I made off the house that I bought from kidnapping your daughter. And, well, they memed you as Uma Thurman from Kill Bill. So I could pay for this house so I didn't have to pay maintenance. Okay, I'm such a victim. This is the kind of bullcrap I had to put up with. Yeah, I'm calling y'all out. Every single one of you. So done with you. Yeah, all you wolves in sheep's clothing. Just don't even. So, I also want to continue on what I talked about. Also, you need to get rid of the CIA, right? It has to be a different organization. The CIA was brought over by a thing called a project called Project Paperclip, which was when they brought the Nazi scientists over to America and created the CIA for mind control. So it's about mind controlling America, which is what America is under right now. Oh yeah, kids don't even know. They think they're in multiverses. They think they're like, it's all mind control. There's sound frequencies, okay? We battle not with flesh and blood. This is Kristin Lee Hagen still. We battle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers in wickedly high places, the princes of the airwaves, which in the Mandela-affected Bible, they took the princes of the airwaves out, so that you didn't know it was coming through the airwaves, which is sound frequencies. Yeah, that's how they're mind-controlling people. And I did not continue the story. Look how they're cutting this out. When he called me up, my ex, about my cat Justice, which my son named him Justice. And I said, you got to quit calling the cats spiritual names or they're just going to keep on coming after our cats, because that's what witches do, okay? They think by taking away a cat named Faith, which they kidnapped 4 times, that they can take away your faith. Like their stupid spells can beat the Most High God. It's a joke. So anyways, in 2 days after he calls me, swearing about my cat, oh, the cat died. He followed her downstairs, and didn't know, she just fell sick. And then they had a burial outside, and I find out that's a ritual. Meanwhile, he's messaging me in 2021 calling me a witch. After I find a book that's a hardcover book of a satanic witchcraft, and I threw it away, and I mentioned it to him a few months ago, and he said, my mom gave me that book. That's like burning books. I said, it's a witchcraft book. I don't want my house cursed with cursed items. I don't keep anything like that in my house. And if I think it's cursed, it goes to the garbage. And so he goes, that's like burning books. You don't do that. I don't care what kind of book it is. You don't burn books. My mom gave me that book. And then he denied that he said it. So while they're calling me a witch, he's pretty much doing witches. Because I found out that's a witchcraft thing they do, where they kill an animal and bury it out in the backyard, and it somehow protects the house. Or well, I just found out that. And so what else did I not finish? Yeah, so shut down the CIA, which is just a bunch of Nazi scientists experimenting, right, on how to mind control America.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with America. The Constitution, America's a free sovereign country. There's nothing bad about it. And no, America is not Babylon. That's a lie. Babylon is a religious system where you climb up to God rather than believing that God came down to you. Right? Right? They follow rules and regulations and laws in order to get into heaven rather than just having a relationship with the Most High God, which is what a loving parent wants. Right? So anyways, so America is not bad at all. It's a free country where if you're being persecuted in any other country, you can come to America and you can pursue happiness and freedom of religion, and no one gets killed for your belief systems or your, it's America. The Constitution is great. When they don't follow the Constitution, you get evil politicians in there, then you have a problem. The problem is not America. America is the land of the free, home of the brave. It's an amazing place. Once it goes down, we have a new world order. It's a global government with a one world leader. Please understand this, people. The reason why they're making money so easy to have right now is because you can't buy and sell. You can't buy and sell in this new age to come. If you take the mark, you can buy and sell. So they're making everybody as rich as they can. They'll take it all away. Darn right they will. Yeah, they'll break you, right? They'll find a way to break you and take it all back. But they're just dishing out money like it's hey, here's the easy cheat codes to the money, so that no one will give it up, because it's harder for a rich man to pass through, the eye of a needle. I don't know. I can't remember the scripture, but right, so everyone's not going to want to give up their money, and they're going to take the mark. And I guarantee you, and I've been prophesying about this for a very long time, and then in 2019 I found out that it was happening in the targeted community. They were downloading snuff films, dream simulations. They can do dream simulations. They can also do snuff films where their videos they can download into the mind of snuff films and children being hurt. And they did it to this one girl who was in the military until her nose would bleed. These cause brain hemorrhages and brain breakages. It breaks your brain unless you get off on that stuff. Then I guess you would be floating around in a second heaven. I don't know, right? But yeah, so she was constantly complaining about this, and she'd show her nose bleeding and all this stuff. Well, I saw years ago that when this one world leader gets in there and he ceases the sacrifices, well, they ceased the sacrifices years and years ago. So what are these sacrifices they talked about? Well, the blood of the lamb, or the blood of the lambs are our children. Okay, well, lock me up for this. I could care less at this point. We're going to court. You want to knock over a domino? Let's talk about it. Okay, so what they're going to do is fool y'all. And then when you go to sleep, it says there'll come a day where men will be afraid to go to sleep. That's because in your dream state, they're going to be downloading horrible, horrible, horrible images that you won't even want to sleep. I've been warning about this. And then when I went to the targeted community, they were doing it to people. Now I could go on about everything I've learned. But the greatest thing I learned is keep it simple. Come to him as a child. He is a good God. But hey, if you want to worship, if you want to be a goddess and a godder or whatever, we're all God's children. There's nothing higher than that, greater than that, right? Co-creators. If you want to join the demigods or whatever, enjoy their matrix, right? End up where, if you want to worship Moloch, well, welcome to the fiery hell, right? They slipped him in the book, right? I mean, all books are corrupted. I'm sorry, they are, right? It's the people. You either believe in a loving God or you believe in a God that kills, steals, and destroys. Pick one. You can't serve two masters. Right? I mean, you'll get stoned. I've been stoned so much for telling these people the truth. Been stoned by the church, been stoned every community I go in, right? I tell it like it is. I'm not a people pleaser. There's no room for people pleasing in the kingdom. And you'll get called a narcissist for it. When there's a time for everything. There's at one point I was so kind, they thought they could mess with me anyway. They always thought the joke was on me. The joke was on me because I was just so freaking kind. They mistook my kindness for weakness, right? And now it's become such boldness, they don't know what to do with me. Well, knock over a domino. Oh, someone's knocking at my door. I wonder if it's the police. Come to lock me up. That's what I have to worry about. No. So anyways, yeah, that's what you do. You shut down the CIA, shut down the military industrial complexes, burn the Patriot Act. It was an inside job. 9/11. Hold on a second. 9/11 was an inside job. They blamed it on the Muslims, but it was an inside job to create the Patriot Act. It was a false flag. We knew about this years and years and years ago. In order to cause fear, so because when you make the people afraid, they'll give up their rights for safety. So America gave up tons and tons and tons of privacy rights so that they could, be protected from those those evil Muslims. I mean, it wasn't even the Muslims that did it. It was an inside job. So they could create the Patriot Act. And the Patriot Act was meant to spy on the people, on American people, because they knew that this information was coming. So the people that were coming forth and exposing this stuff were being called terrorists, right? And they were being called terrorists, being called horrible things, hold on a second, being called horrible things. And they were on watch lists. Yeah, and that's what the Patriot Act was, to spy on citizens in order to further and further and further until there's a camera in every house in America. And yes, there will be an energy weapon in every house in America. I mean, Trump just said that the president of China is brilliant, right? I mean, come on. I said a long time ago, I said, they're just depleting the forces when China is the problem. I said this to my friend who put 10 swords on my back after I helped her out for a year, and then she smeared me too, right? So, anyways, I said, yeah, China, I could see China was a leopard. And I didn't know anything about China. I'm a fool as far as social studies go. I'm like, tell me about China. Like, what's wrong with China? Why do I keep on seeing China? Right? Well, now this is coming true, right? Like, they're trying to replicate China, and they have cameras in every place, and things are districts, and they're fighting against it. But, they've got control over billions and billions and millions of people. Now, I'm not against the Chinese. They're wonderful, wonderful people. Like, they're very polite and very good-hearted people. It's not about people. I'm talking about governments here. All right, so I could go on, but I can't because there's a neighbor banging on the door. I got to go answer it. Anyways, take care, you guys. I might be locked up for this, but hey, push over that domino. Then we can go to court. We can take all the deep fakes, the clone conversations, all the stuff you have. We can take my phones. We don't even need my phones. Oh yeah, we can take everything, and we'll just deal with it all. I'll walk away with millions in compensation, and you'll all be embarrassed as hell for even playing this game with the original. Kristin Lee Hagen here. I'm out.